Hey, hello all. Hope all are fine. Today it's cookies time and Mata's art of cooking. And this is butter cookies. I'm going to make butter cookies for all of you. And if you have an oven in which you have never made any recipe, you use your oven only for heating the food. Like many of my friends, they do it. So just try this. It's a very simple recipe. You start with a cookie, then you'll have a confidence in doing many more recipes which will follow. So here I have about 200 grams of butter. This is a room temperature butter, but make sure that your butter is not too soft. I mean, it's not, because you have to again whisk this with a whisker. So I'm not going to use an electrical beater. I'm going to use a whisker. So when you whisk it, it'll get more melted. It won't get fluffy. It will go on to the stage of becoming a ghee, which you don't want. So make sure that it is, once it's fully melted, just keep it into the freezer for 5 minutes and take it out, and then you can start it. Okay, so that will be easy for you to understand. And then there is 2 cups of all-purpose flour or Maida. And this is half cup of sugar, powdered sugar. That is, first I measured the sugar and then I have powdered it. And there is some chopped dry fruits, anything of your choice you may take. This I've just taken the cashews, pistachios and some almonds. That's it. And then I will need, say, just half a teaspoon of or a quarter teaspoon of baking powder, which I'm going to add it into this. And a pinch of salt. So for pinch, I'm going to say 1/8 spoon of salt I'm going to take, 1/8 teaspoon. That is half of the quarter size. This is just to, so this is my quarter spoon and this is my 1/8 spoon. See, so tiny. That's it about the ingredients. We don't have anything else. Now let's get started. And before we start, since I'm going to bake this, I've just grazed my tray, baking tray. Just keep it ready, because once you start with this work, then you won't get time to grease them and all. So keep all ready, and now we'll get started. Let me mix all the ingredients: the baking powder, salt, and maida. I'll just mix them all together. This I've saved before before getting onto this bowl. I had saved it and got rid of all the lumps. Now it's time to start whisking our butter. For say about 2 to 3 minutes I'll whisk this, and then I'll add the sugar, powdered sugar. And now I'm adding the powdered sugar. Okay, I've now mixed the butter and the sugar powder nicely. Now I'm adding the all-purpose flour. We don't have to over combine them. I mean, like, we don't have to knead it. We only have to combine all this together, and then we'll shape it into a cookie. First, let me just mix all this, and then definitely you'll have to get your hands dirty. let me just mix all this. I'm going to use half cup of more of the flour. Either you can keep this in the fridge and then you can mold it, or you can add some more. So I'm going to add, I've taken half, let me see. So earlier I had taken 2 and now I'm taking some. I don't know if I'll be using whole of the half. Okay, so I used the whole of the half cup. So my 1 cup equals to 250 grams. And this is for 200 grams of butter. I've used 2.5 cup of Maida or all-purpose flour. I'm going to add some dry fruits. Your flour might look crumbly like this, but that's fine. When you shape it into a cookie, all will be fine. Now let's start shaping into cookie. Before that, I'm going to preheat my oven at 170 degree, and then we'll be baking it for about 20 to 25 minutes. So you can just take a small portion of this and then make a ball. You can give any shape you like. If you have a cookie cutter, you can make it in that also. Today I'm not making it in a cookie cutter. Like this. I'm making tiny ones. So you'll be baking this in many lots. Okay, it won't get baked in one lot. So definitely it will take some 2 to 3 lots to completely get baked. Leave some space when you're laying them like this. Okay, it might expand, so just give some space. You might hear a buzzing sound. That is actually my oven getting preheated. So let me just finish all this and then I'll show you. Okay, it's all done. Now I'm just going to, this is my beautifying time. The chopped nuts, I'm just trying to beautify my cookie. It'll look cute when it's baked. Can you see? Yeah. Let me finish this, okay? It's all ready now. Okay, and now I'm going to bake this. And I've set it for on 180 degree for 25 minutes. But when it is 20 minutes itself, I'll be checking it. From 15 onwards, I'll start checking if it shouldn't get over baked. So I don't know about your oven's temperature. You may set it at 170 also. Even that is fine. So let's get started. It's ready. I baked it only for 20 minutes. I didn't use the entire 25 minutes. It's pretty cool, hot now. So once this cool, only then we will move out of this place. It's very tender now. So we'll just wait for it to cool down. I just got ready my second batch, and I'm just left with this much more. Maybe one more batch to go. So by any chance, if you don't have time to bake all of them together, you may just store it in an airtight container and then bake it maybe in a day or two. You can bake it. But since your oven is already preheated, it's like power saving, and then again you have to get into this work. But just that in case if you don't have time, you may just store it in a airtight container in a freezer and then bring it to the room temperature, and then you can do it. I mean, I have done it earlier. Okay, now let's bake this one also. So the loads and loads of cookies are ready. And see, this is how you know that this cookie is baked perfectly. Lot of pores and it's slightly golden. This is how it is. Okay, I'll just break this and show. Oh, see, crumbly ones. Please do try this recipe. It's awesome. And once you eat this, I promise you'll not go to the bakery and buy any cookies. And those who are yet to subscribe my channel, please do subscribe and become part of my family. so you get to learn all these recipes. And this is especially for someone who is yet to start operating the oven, which is used only for a heating purpose. So that's it about it. Have a nice day and happy baking.